Welcome to Teen ypww, Lesson 4. I do not own the rights to this music. Today's topic is the challenge of my swag, self-image, part 2. The lesson text is coming out of 1 Samuel chapter 16, verses 1 through 13. And this is the King James Version. And the Lord said unto Samuel, How long wilt thou mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel? Fill thine horn with oil, and go. I will send thee to Jesse the Bethlehemite, for I have provided me a king among his sons. And Samuel said, How can I go? If Saul hear it, he will kill me. And the Lord said, Take a heifer with thee, and say, I am come to sacrifice to the Lord. And call Jesse to the sacrifice, and I will show thee what thou shalt do. And thou shalt anoint unto me him whom I name unto thee. And Samuel did that which the Lord spake, and came to Bethlehem. And the elders of the town trembled at his coming, and said, Comest thou peaceably? And he said, Peaceably. I come to sacrifice unto the Lord. Sanctify yourselves, and come with me to the sacrifice. And he sanctified Jesse and his sons, and called them to the sacrifice. And it came to pass, when they were come, that he looked on Eliab, and said, Surely the Lord's anointed is before him. But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. Then Jesse called Abinadab, and made him pass before Samuel. And he said, Neither hath the Lord chosen this. Then Jesse made Shammah to pass by, and he said, Neither hath the Lord chosen this. Again, Jesse made 7 of his sons to pass before Samuel. And Samuel said unto Jesse, The Lord hath not chosen these. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Are here all thy children? And he said, There remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Send and fetch him, for we will not sit down till he come hither. And he sent, and brought him in. Now he was ready, and withal of a beautiful countenance, and goodly to look to. And the Lord said, Arise, anoint him, for this is he. Then Samuel took the horn of oil, and anointed him in the midst of his brethren. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah. The memory verse for today's lesson. But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. That is the King James Version. The New International Version of the same verse. 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7. But the Lord said to Samuel, Do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. The key for today's lesson: whatever concerns you concerns God. The focus for today's lesson: always bring the best you represent. Self-image is an important and a worthy topic for us to discuss. We continue this week to talk about our swag, how I look and what I have on. Unfortunately, in some communities, teens are critically judged by their swag. If your clothes are not the current trending style, then some of your peers may not think you are cool. Currently, in America, 2023, most teens like trendy things on the chart below. This list is not conclusive, it's just a snapshot sampling. For clothes, they like the athletic type. Tennis shoes, Converse. They like TikTok and Amazon. They like Nike and Adidas. Nike for shoes. Netflix for the internet. They like to go out shopping for food. They like to wear casual jeans. And they like the tennis shoes, Vans. And they like to get attention and to wear Michael Kors. And they like designer clothes. And some like neon platform tennis shoes. And they like Chick-fil-A and small surprises. Today's memory verse is a snippet of God's conversation with the prophet Samuel. Samuel has a broken heart at the beginning of this conversation because God has rejected Saul as the king of Israel. Samuel had tutored Saul in the ways of God and was praying for his success as king. However, Saul disobeyed God, and God rejected him as king. Now Samuel is tasked to anoint a new king, one of Jesse's sons. Samuel asks God, "Is Eliab the one?" Our memory verse is God's reply to Samuel's question. No, Jesse's son Eliab is not my chosen one. Samuel had judged Eliab by his swag. Jesse then sent for all of Jesse's sons, and David is finally identified as the one chosen by God. So here is the important point of this story. Man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at and judges us by our hearts. Our friends and peers judge us by our swag, but God judges us by the motives of our hearts. Therefore, teen listeners, keep your heart pure by not participating in any evil activities. Keep your hands pure by doing all things in the right way. Lastly, help others whenever you can by showing them God's love. Then God will then bless you in every area of your life, even when others judge you harshly because of your swag. The blessings of God will follow you. We encourage you, teen listeners, to always look your best and be neat and clean. However, don't be sad if you don't have any of the items listed. And if you do have some of these things, always look your best. Represent God in your appearance to the best of your abilities. Yes, a part of our swag is how we look, including our nationality. Slain civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said this about racism: "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." Although many things have improved how people are treated since the death of Dr. King, racism still exists. Racism is the practice of discriminating against people based on their race or ethnic background. Sometimes we are discriminated against because of our nationality. Unfair treatment because of a person's nationality is never right. The totality of your body image is important to God. As a believer, you help to represent Him on the earth, wherever you live. God wants you to feel good about who you are, how you look, and what you have on. Therefore, we encourage you, teen listeners, to trust God to help you to manage all parts of your swag. Body shaming, appearance shaming, and cyberbullying are all Satan's strategies to intimidate people. If you are ever threatened or harassed in these ways, we encourage you, teen listeners, to seek help from a trusted adult. Don't suffer in silence. Speak up, talk, and let someone know. The end goal is for these evil people to stop harassing you and for you to live a happy life as a child of God. The questions for today's lesson, and you can search the scriptures on your own. Question 1. Does a person need to have designer clothes to be successful? Question 2. What a person thinks about their self-image is important. Why? And question 3. What is God determining when He looks at our hearts? The end. God bless you, and thank you for joining me today.